What's up, Wanna Coffee fam? It's Kai, and we are back, kicking off season 2, and things have slightly changed for us. We will have weekly contributions from strangers all over the world discussing various topics chosen by yours truly. And this is the first time these contributors have spoken to one another, so you are in for a real treat. Without further ado, here's Lisa and Chris with Is Hip Hop Still a Thing, or does it fall under pop culture?
Now. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Chris.
And we are going to be talking about hip hop and pop culture. Our topic is hip hop still a thing, or does it fall under pop culture?
Ooh, fun.
So what are your first thoughts, I guess, just opening up on that? I'm just going to say I don't really feel qualified talking about music in general, let alone pop culture, hip hop. I feel like right now with what I just saw, like the inauguration, according to social media, people really enjoyed that. And although I don't want to hate on a sexy 50-year-old woman, I don't understand why J-Lo's still a part of pop culture. My God. So
I agree with that.
Okay, well, so then I guess we're the same. I mean, like Mariah Carey, that lady can sing. Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
I feel like she might be 70, but she just had a birthday. She's like 70 something. She could sing too. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. And I guess
Yes.
Mariah Carey's, I guess, still a part of pop culture, to be fair, but is Dolly Parton, and why not, you know? Okay, so let's just jump into this.
Okay.
I guess back to what was the thing? Hip hop being a part of pop culture?
Yeah, do we still think it falls under pop culture, or should it kind of be its own thing?
Um, that's I feel it doesn't when it's done correctly. It usually doesn't. But then it seems like if as soon as an artist, especially from the hip hop community, kind of gains some success, usually um, they get a record deal and kind of get advertisements and all that stuff, and then their music kind of changes and doesn't really seem to
Be
um,
genuine.
yeah. And then I don't know, you kind of notice it over and over again with people as they become successful, like the quality of their music kind of declines once they become successful. And with hip
That
hop,
is such a good point.
with hip hop, I feel like the biggest thing you notice is what they're talking about in their lyrics. Because when they're
There's a
starting out,
message.
when they're starting out, they're describing an environment and talking about like pain and suffering they're seeing around them, and then once they kind of start getting a lot of money, it just kind of becomes like going to the club and
That kind of stuff.
I completely agree with what you're saying. When I was thinking about this, I was trying to think of like, what do I think of when I think of pop culture? And I think of like propaganda. I think of like these
Yeah.
songs that are, I mean, maybe not propaganda, but maybe a lot of them don't have messages. They're just kind of like, they're catchy, you know? And I mean, maybe I'll sing along to them, but I'm not, I'm not sitting there actually resonating with any of the lyrics. Where I do when I listen to hip hop. So I agree with you. I think that and it changes when there is fame involved.
yeah.
So I agree. I guess long story short, did we just cut it? We just answered the question in 4 minutes.
Yeah,
We
I guess we did. But,
you nailed it, Chris.
um, what was the thing you were talking about with J Lo?
Oh, just that I just think I mean, bless her heart. I feel like that's such a bad thing to say, but I just don't think she could sing. Um
Yeah.
I mean, I
I
think
feel
she
like
can do a lot of other things, but
Yeah.
I think she's a great entertainer, but I don't know why she was at the inauguration. I'm just gonna be. I know that that's probably
Yeah.
not fair, but
yeah, I saw a really funny tweet that said something like whoever J Lo's manager is needs to
Yes,
get like manager of the year, because I guess she got like the Super Bowl, the inauguration, and some other like really big event all in the same year.
I
And
read
she,
that.
oh, it was New Year's Eve, because I saw her New Year's Eve performance and I was like, ooh, that was rough.
It was true, and the Super Bowl. I think it was like the only person working harder than J Lo's trainer is J Lo's manager.
Oh yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
true.
Oh,
To be fair, Lady Gaga, I don't think belonged there either. And equally, I think she's somebody that maybe did have, like you said, she had a message in the beginning, although I don't really know what her earlier songs were. And then
Yeah.
I think she did kind of, represent maybe not like the gay community, but she kind of, like I feel like was a supporter, an ally to some degree. And now I don't know what she's doing. Is she like a country singer, and is she just kind of like, I
I
just
don't
hop on
know.
horses? Like, what's going on with her?
She did that movie with Bradley Cooper, and then I haven't really seen or heard of her until the inauguration, so I kind of forgot about her.
Yeah, but then she just showed she was there, and I was like, I just didn't understand that whole thing. But
yeah.
so and if and I was surprised because I went on social media thinking, well, everybody's gonna concur. Like it was trash. It was complete trash, and there's gonna be memes about it. And the only one that I saw was that one that we had already discussed, and most of the other memes were either not, I didn't even see really any memes, so it's just like people that I actually knew saying like,
Yeah.
way to go J Lo, like, I knew you were gonna, or blah, just like all this praise. And I almost started screenshotting them because there were a lot, and I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this except for upset myself even further. So
Wow, that's
um,
funny. So
um
you live in Spain?
yes, I do, but I'm from Austin, Texas, so
Okay.
so I know about America.
Do you listen to hip hop that much? Is it a
Over here, I feel like not as much as I did because, like, oh, I guess in America, when I'm driving, I listen to the radio.
Yeah.
You hear new songs, kind of a thing, or maybe I just know I have a lot more friends, and when I'm with around, friends in America, we're listening to music, I guess. I
yeah.
don't I don't really see a lot of people here. And so I'm not, again, when I do, maybe we're listening to music in a, a group or whatever, but it's usually Spanish music. So,
Okay.
and I feel like there is hip hop. There's like here it's really big is like reggaeton and trap, which I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know how to describe that, but here it's huge. And so
Yeah. I've
yeah.
gotten really big into UK hip hop last like year or so.
I have heard some really good. What do you let's talk about UK hip hop, I suppose. Because I have some friends from the UK,
Okay.
and they, obviously, like, well, when they're living here or when they're here,
Yeah.
we kind of try to like listen to our own music when we're in our own setting. So I have heard some good UK hip hop, but nothing that I could name. Do you
Yeah.
have anything you could like
Oh yeah.
recommend?
Yeah,
What
I've been listening. It's pretty much like all I've been listening to, because I just kind of discovered it like maybe a little over a year ago. I was playing a video game and I kept hearing the song I liked. So I looked up the artist, and it was a UK guy. And then I just kind of liked some of his songs. And then, YouTube just started bombarding me with all these different UK artists. And I kind of liked some, I didn't like some, but it takes a while to kind of understand the slang, because it's slang terms I'm not familiar with. And a lot of them come from like Jamaican culture.
Okay.
Um, but they got a couple that are really blown up. Like one was actually about to do a US tour before COVID killed that. I had tickets bought and everything. His name is Stormzy. He's like the most popular one right now.
Okay.
Um, and then they got this guy who's like a teenage prodigy. I don't know. I guess the best way to describe him would be like if Tupac learned how to play classical piano when he was a kid instead of pursue acting.
Okay.
Um, his name is Dave. He's like 22 and just won, like, because they have this thing in the UK called the Brits. It's like their version of the Grammys.
Okay.
Um, he just won the Grammy for Album of the Year at 22, which was like a big deal, because I think he might be the first like hip hop artist in UK history to have done that or to won that award. I can't remember, but Yeah. But then there's like a number of other guys that have been around for a while, but those two are kind of like the two that are likely to maybe take it mainstream and maybe even have some success in the US.
Okay, I will look those up specifically and give them a listen. You sound like they sound. I mean, one of them obviously, Dave, um, won an award, so I'm looking forward to that. That can't be bad.
Yeah. Yeah, they have the interesting thing to me about like the UK hip hop right now is because it hasn't become super successful yet. So it still has like that kind of like raw kind of from the bottom messaging and feel. It hasn't been like taken over by like these huge corporations and kind of like cookie cutter sounded yet. So you hear a lot of people with a lot of different sounds and they still have the freedom to try things and just kind of make the music they want. And it's, I don't know, it's fascinating because now that it's starting to gain some success, I'm wondering how long that'll last.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember this French hip hop song by this female group that I heard not too long ago, and I can't remember the name of it, but it's the best I've ever, like, not the best I've ever heard, but it's like the song that I was listening to during the pandemic probably the most, and I can't believe I don't remember. But French
Still
doesn't
French?
come, no, but the I looked up the lyrics. The lyrics are actually really good.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, the song has a message, so if you do know what they're saying, it's good. But
Okay.
even if you don't, it's still like a really catchy song. I'm gonna think about it, and I'll get back to you hopefully sooner than later on what that is. Any other, like, what about your hip hop likes in America? Like, what do you
Oh,
think
in
there?
America, obviously, I mean, I think Kendrick Lamar is like the best ever. I love
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar. But I'm 39, so I grew up on 90s hip hop, like Outkast,
Me
Tupac.
too.
Um,
I'm not 39, but I'm 36, but I did
yeah,
grow up on the same.
yeah,
Uh,
so it's like I don't know. I feel like I grew up like in the US's kind of golden era of hip hop. So like Nas, Tupac,
yeah.
Wu-Tang and all these people. And then nowadays, I mean, there's some good people out there, but I feel like the UK has a lot more good rappers than the US at the moment, but for some reason, I don't know, it's weird. Like Adele's from the UK and they'll play Adele all over the radio, but they won't play the UK rappers on the hip hop stations here. And I don't know why, because they have like really good songs. I'm like, dude, if they play these guys on the radio, they would become very successful.
Yeah.
But I
Maybe
don't know why they won't play them.
maybe it's like you said, maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it's like, coming, a long time coming. It's something weird that's happening to me right now though, is that every on Instagram at least, I'm being censored since I'm in Europe. Every
Hmm.
time I send things to friends in America, it's saying, like, sorry, due to our new European, I don't know, and I don't know what guidelines they've changed, but we're not allowed to send certain things. Like, keep pictures. I've tried to send like links and stuff, and either
Oh
in both
wow.
ways. Like, I can't send them, and people can't send them to me. And so we're sending them through WhatsApp and other means. But that's kind of suspicious to me. So I'm not sure. Maybe as a
Hmm.
whole, like Europe is kind of like and maybe even the UK, because that's not even part of Europe right now, I guess. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I think people are scared of America. Just
Yeah. I live in America and I'm scared, so I understand.
yeah. I mean, I don't know why that would prevent, I guess, people, but like you said, a tour was canceled because of the pandemic. Maybe it just hasn't popped off yet,
Hmm.
because America hasn't had a chance to experience, first, I mean, it has to kind of pop off with a tour, and things like that. So a lot of times people get started with like ACL and those big, like Coachella, or big, you know, um, what is it, like big festivals.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know, like, and that's usually how a lot of a lot of Europeans are actually doing that now. They spend a lot of money just trying to get to those venues so that they can, be seen by like the American crowd and get some exposure.
Yeah. Hopefully it happens maybe after COVID dies down.
I would like that, especially if it's as good as you say. I'm surprised I haven't heard any, like, I mean, I've heard, with my friends, like I said, but it's not big here either, Of course, I don't know. People really do love the English here, so I don't think that's the problem.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how big it was outside the UK. I know it's just recently even started getting like, 'cause I don't know, it's kind of it seems like it's on the same path that like rap music was in the US. It's just 20 years behind. So it's like, because the US and hip hop didn't really start getting like respect until really like Biggie and Tupac. It was kind of
Yeah.
like after that, people started like respecting hip hop artistry and didn't just kind of look at it as just like people talking about nothing.
That's
So
true.
I feel like the UK is kind of getting there with those two guys I was telling you about earlier. I feel like they've gotten it there in the UK. So who knows? Maybe the next steps to come to the US or start getting big in Europe. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if they start getting big in European countries, the US can't ignore them too.
Exactly. But like you said, that's not going to happen right now. Like we just in Madrid right now, we're under another quarantine. We have like a curfew of 9 o'clock. So like
Oh wow!
can't even leave my house
I thought
after
that was when
9.
you guys normally ate dinner.
Yeah, no, so it's sad because it's like, well, but what if we eat dinner at 10 and 11? So what's that's not true. Normally people eat dinner at 10. I always say
Oh, wow.
11 is an exaggeration, and my friends are always like, that's so late, Lisa. Like we never eat dinner that late. And I'm like, 10 is not 10 is an hour away, motherfuckers. Like what?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Exactly.
I eat late now too. Like I haven't eaten dinner yet. So and I don't know, like I don't have a schedule. Sometimes I eat at 6 or 7. It just, I don't know, I haven't really gotten into the especially like the pandemic. I just live my life.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I get up so early. I go to bed at like 7 o'clock at night. I could not. Yeah. I get up at 2:30 in the morning for work.
yeah. That's really, so what do you do? So you get up super, that's crazy.
Yeah, I work out in the airport. So at the airport, you're
Oh,
either working really late or really early.
oh my God, I used to work at the airport too. What do you do?
I work for United Airlines, kind of work in the catering operations where they prepare all the food and stuff that goes for the planes. I work in a warehouse that where we store all the food and all that stuff.
Oh, that's interesting. I used to work for American and Delta and Frontier, and I was a ramp agent. So I was like below the plane watching y'all
You were
do
taking
your
the bags off and all that?
yes. I got to drive all
Wow.
the like little cars and whatnot and back out some of the planes. That was also one of our things. But I could only
Yeah.
do the smaller planes because I wasn't tall enough to actually break the plane, which is you have to like push down with your foot and grab something up top. So like I literally couldn't reach both. So it was
Wow.
but that's interesting. Well, I'd love to talk to you more, especially about the airport, but now we're basically out of time and that was not our topic. So I don't know if we failed or if we passed, but I had a really good time. So I guess that's all that matters. I don't know, to
That's
me.
right. It's good talking to you.
You too, Chris. Well, maybe I will talk to you some other time. And if not, I hope you have a very good 2021 and take care.
You as well.
Well, how about it? What are your thoughts? I tend to think that most of you are on the fence with this, but thank you so much, Lisa and Chris. It was wonderful. That's it for us, folks. Catch us next week for a brand new episode with brand new contributors. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Wanna Coffee Pod. That's Wanna Coffee Pod. I'm your host, Kai, and let's wanna coffee next week. Cheers. is not my new black.